Hey Zeke. So today we are going to do the bass solo from Sweet Child of Mine. It's awesome. I actually hadn't learned it until preparing for this lesson, so that was really fun. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. So the first thing you should know is that Sweet Child of Mine is in the key of D major. It's actually in a couple different keys, changes keys. But it starts in D major. So if you look at the sheet that I attached to the lesson, we've got the D major scale starting on the 10th fret. So I know you're in choir. It's just straight do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If you want to finger it, perfectly the way that I'm doing it, I'm actually starting with my middle finger, using my pinky on 12. So middle on 10, pinky on 12. So what I would say to my students is I play this in the 9th position, as in my index finger is on the 9th fret, middle on 10, ring on 11, and then pinky does 12. So no matter what string something is on, those fingers are going to play any note on those frets. Now you might ask, why am I not including the G string? You can certainly keep playing the scale up through the G string. But I think musically it sounds better to start at a low octave and then end on the higher octave. It just feels like a complete idea. So rather than giving you like a partial thing up here, I'm just going to choose to end it on the D string. Okay, so let's get into the actual tab. So I'm going to be reading this on my computer as well as playing it. It's going to pretty much all be in this like exactly how it goes. It's something like that. So like think, this area basically around where I played the scale. Okay, so let me see if I can play this whole solo. I don't know if I can, to be honest, but I'm gonna try. I just don't have it memorized. Okay. I already messed it up. Nope. One more time. Oh. Let's play along. Okay, so probably just going to break this down melody by melody here, part by part. This is just in the very beginning of the song, so yeah, you'll hear it underneath the boo-da-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, the main guitar riff. This bass solo is being played, so it's just right at the very beginning of the song. Yeah. Okay, so here's the first little bit. I keep messing it up. Okay, so it kind of gets up there, but you'll be fine. So we start, and the fingering here is very important. So we start on the A string, 12th fret, then we go to D string, 12th fret. Notice I'm using two different fingers here. index on 11. Just try it. Those three in a row real quick. Okay. Good. Now, this is the part that was kind of tripping me up. We go back to D on 12. So we go back to D on 12, and then 11, 12, 14 on G on the G string. So up to now. I'm not expecting you to play this up to speed, but I just thought it would be fun to do. There you go. Do 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 do. Very major sounding. Okay, so now we're on to the third measure with this 14. We're going to go all the way up to 16 and do a quick 4 notes all on the same string before we land back at 12 on D. So and to me that's the hardest part in the whole thing. So very good. Check my camera angle. Doing good. Cool. Now we're going to go down to 10. So this fourth measure part, the fingering, I think is a little confusing. So, we just did this long run. And then we've got to go 10, 12. I'm using index and ring. Like that. And then we have this. So this is like a totally separate phrase from the quick 10, 12. So starting from the last note of measure 4 all the way through measure 5. So I'm using my middle finger on 10 of the D string, and that finger's staying pretty consistently in that spot. So I'm using my ring on 10 of G, my index on 9 of G. Notice how I've got my hand, it's at this kind of angle. If it were like this, it'd be a lot more uncomfortable. But because of that angle, I'm allowed a little bit more space for my fingers to move. And then we're almost done now, by the way. Okay, so from the top. And then, okay, so now we're on to like measure 6 and 7. So here's where we're coming from. So this part, boom, boom, ba. Again, 2 fingers. Even though we're playing 2 12s, I'm using 2 fingers for those parts. Boom, ba. Measure 6 and 7. 6. First note of measure 7. So bum 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 bum. So this last part is exactly the same. So measure 8 now. Measure 8 is basically the same as measure 5. Here's measure 5. Measure 8. So use the same fingering, that same angle. And then what's the note that it ends on? So measure 9. Boop. You just got that 110 on the low E. Okay, so super fun. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I think that's good. I'm gonna do it once more all the way through. I'll do it real slow too. So from the top. So don't do any barring in this. So don't use one finger to push down 2 strings at any point. This is the approach. Middle and ring at an angle. Gives you control over when you want those notes to start and stop, which is really important on bass. Okay, from the top. Go. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Check the tab. Make sure to use the tab of this lesson. And I'll see you when I see you next week. Bye-bye.